Listen, I tell you sincerely by God, if we let anything happen to our prayer lives, we will lose a generation. There are many nonsense. Even if you are feeling sleepy, sleep in the place of prayer. Unto thee that answers prayer shall all flesh come. Apostle, I know so many people in Lagos. My uncle is the commissioner. The other one is this. Ziba, who was sent, are we Bible students? Ziba was sent by David to go to Lodebar, right, and bring anyone in the family of Saul. The Bible says Ziba had 15 children, and the king did not ask him to bring one of his children, yet he sent him to Lodebar to go and carry a crippled man called Mephibosheth. Every helper has relatives in need. Whatever will make your destiny helper leave his relatives and come to you must be prophesied from the realm of the spirit. Let me speak to someone. I stand by the God of heaven and by the spirit of prophecy. Between now and the end of this year, I call the helpers of your destiny. Appear now. Appear now. Please sit down. There are pastors that don't pray. There's nothing wrong with watching TV, but you watch TV, you watch football, you browse, you finish up with a movie and get up and just jot one or two things in a note. No, sir. You are contending against powers. As members come, don't just look at their clothes. There are spirits hanging on people's destinies that are the mercy of a track record of real fire. There are things you cannot fake. That someone comes to your service just when you are sharing the grace and he says, my God, I came late, but the kind of fire burning there was so much that even your coming late was still an advantage. You become a flame of fire. You visit someone, you visit a shop, give me a bottle of minerals. Just because you held the bottle from that shop, as soon as you go, the owner of the shop will notice that people started coming. What happened? You took the, just that act of drinking a bottle of mineral was a deliverance to that person, because you have now become the ark of God. Literally, it is not only the house of Obed-Edom you go to, anywhere. So why wouldn't someone invite you to his office and say, just sit down here, sir? He won't tell you that's why he brought you. They have studied the antecedents and they have seen that God is with you. Rabbi, we know that thou art a man sent from God, for no man can do these things except. Let me tell you, if you do not carry fire, it's unfair for men to need you. Why should they need you? Prayer. Please, if your prayer life has gone down in this conference, trust the Lord. Trust the Lord that one of the graces that must rest upon you is that grace for prayer. We spend half the time we should use praying, begging people only God can talk to. They are like the unrighteous judge. They take your CV, they take your contract letter, and while you shut the door, they just smile and fold it and throw it in the trash can. And you are there giving thanks to God and saying it's in the office. Prayer will force him to bring that CV out of that dustbin. He will leave his house and come back. The moment he wants to forget, the spirit of prophecy will come on his wife and say, honey, remember you said you will help that man. Let's wrap up this issue of prayer with one revelation. Nothing just happens. Please say it with me. Nothing. You don't just make money. Men don't just come. Your ministry doesn't just grow. A territory doesn't just hear you because you have something to say. Every time Pastor Nathaniel blows that thing you see is not an instrument, it's an altar. Because it releases the covenant that he has with God. There are specific things God has told him, that when the shofar is lifted, you are hearing music, but he's invoking the grace that backs the covenant he has with God.